With just 23 days until Election Day, we polled likely voters in 3 states last week for our Battleground Tracker. In Michigan, former Vice President Joe Biden is up 52 to President Trump's 46% support. In Nevada, it's the same picture. Mr. Biden is at 52% and Mr. Trump is at 46%. In Iowa, a state that the president won easily back in 2016, this year it's tied with 49% each. CBS News Elections and Surveys Director Anthony Salvanto is in Westchester County, New York, to give us the lay of the land. Good morning, Anthony. So what does this mean for the overall race?
Good morning, Margaret. So Joe Biden currently leads in our electoral college count, 279 to 163. Somebody needs 270 to win. That's as of this moment. But let's look at this state by state, which is how the presidential election is decided. You mentioned those states in the upper Midwest. Michigan, where Biden is leading. Iowa, where it's even. And then I'll toss in Wisconsin, Biden leading. Pennsylvania as well. All places the president won in 2016, and he's even or trailing now. The reason that is important is broader picture. Let's look at the Sun Belt, where Florida is a toss-up. Georgia, North Carolina, again, places the president won last time. Well, even if those go into his column, he comes back, and I'll put them in red here. If the president wins those, we're still back in the upper Midwest, where the president would need to flip a couple of those states to put himself back over the top. Having said that, Margaret, he's done it before.
Anthony, did the president's illness, his diagnosis with coronavirus, have an impact?
Not for the voters that he needs to move. Now, Margaret, let me show you in our Michigan poll. On balance, voters felt that the way the administration handled that COVID crisis was a bad example, set a bad example for the country by 60-40. And voters there are still concerned about getting coronavirus themselves, and they told us that they felt the way it was handled by the White House was more irresponsibly. You see these bigger numbers here, the majorities in all these states, Michigan, in Nevada, and in Iowa. The other part of this, Margaret, is that the administration's messaging on this was, of course, to try to inspire confidence that the virus could be beaten as the president recovered. Well, voters in these states told us that while they're still worried about getting it, they feel like, by very large numbers, you see over 70% in all three, that were they to get it, the treatments that they would receive would not be as good as what the president got, Margaret.
Anthony, what about the economy? That's been the president's strongest message. Does it still work?
It has. In state after state, he has had an edge over Joe Biden on handling the economy. But, Margaret, in Michigan, they are now even at 45% each. Who would do better on the economy? And something else is driving the vote here, and that is views of how the candidates handle themselves personally, on which Joe Biden has a large edge at 56 to 32 over the president right now, Margaret.
Anthony Salvanto, thank you.